Ever felt like cash flow is the heartbeat of your small business? Well, you're not alone. 3 out of 5 small business owners face cash flow challenges, affecting their ability to pay bills and invest in growth. In this video, we'll dive deep into this crucial topic. We'll show you practical ways to manage your cash flow effectively, ensuring you can pay your expenses on time and even invest back into your business. Think tools, technology, marketing, and more. Watch the full video as we break down the complexities of cash flow management into easy-to-understand strategies. Hit the subscribe button and tap the like icon to support us while gaining valuable insights to boost your business's financial health. Let's dive right in and explore. What is cash flow management? Cash flow management is like being the conductor of a financial orchestra, ensuring the harmony between the money flowing into your business, like income from sales, and the money streaming out, such as paying bills and purchasing inventory. The ultimate aim: to maintain a consistent positive cash flow, wherein more money enters your business than exits it. This surplus cash enables you to comfortably cover your expenses and potentially invest in growth. Now, how do you steer your financial ship in this direction? It starts with setting up a robust cash flow management system. While basic bookkeeping might not be the most thrilling aspect of running a business, it's the backbone of financial stability. Tracking every penny coming in from customer sales, alongside detailed records of expenditures and bills, is crucial. You'll want to meticulously record not only what your customers pay you, but also keep a close tab on what you spend, be it buying materials from suppliers or ensuring timely payroll for your team. This meticulous record-keeping acts as a compass, guiding your business's financial decisions. By having a clear picture of your finances, you gain insight into where your money is coming from and where it's going. This knowledge empowers you to make informed decisions, anticipate potential cash crunches, and proactively manage your business's financial health. In essence, it's all about maintaining a delicate balance between income and outflow to ensure your business sails smoothly through financial waters. Now let's see, why is managing cash flow necessary for small businesses? When tough times come knocking, big companies usually have money saved up to help them get through those rough patches. Take the pandemic, for instance. Companies like Amazon, built to work well when everyone stays home, actually did really well. Now, smaller businesses often don't have a big stash of money set aside for emergencies. They might not have that safety net to fall back on when things get tough. That's why it's super important for smaller businesses to pay extra attention to their cash flow. Knowing exactly how much money is coming in and going out helps these businesses prepare for unexpected challenges. It's like keeping a close watch on your bank account so you don't run out of money when you really need it. Now let's explore what is the difference between revenue and profit. Imagine your business is like a lemonade stand. Revenue is all the money you collect from selling lemonade or any investments people make in your lemonade stand. It's basically the total amount of money flowing in from your main business or from backers who believe in your lemonade. Now, profit is what's left over after you've paid for all the stuff needed to make and sell your lemonade, like lemons, sugar, cups, and your time. To find profit, you take the money you made, revenue, and subtract all these expenses. If what's left is more than what you spent, congratulations, that's your profit. But here's the kicker. If the money you make from selling lemonade is only just enough to cover all the costs, you're not making a profit, you're just getting by. And if you're not making enough to cover all the costs, well, that's when things get tough. You're actually losing money, and that's not good for your lemonade stand's future. The goal? To make sure your lemonade stand brings in more money than what it costs to run it. That's when you're making a profit and moving towards success. Now, we'll explore 5 essential steps to effectively manage your cash flow. Step 1. Create a cash flow forecast. Think of cash flow projections like looking into a crystal ball for your business's money. They're super important because they help you spot problems before they become big headaches. Now, to make these projections, you've got to be a bit of a fortune teller for your business. It's all about making smart guesses based on good information. So, start by creating a cash flow forecast. It's like a map that helps you predict how much money will flow in and out of your business. First things first, jot down all the things you assume will happen in your business. This includes guessing how much your materials might cost in the future and figuring out how much you might charge your customers based on that. Then, think about your sales. Will they go up or down? Consider things like seasons and what's happening in the world around you. This helps you estimate how much money you'll be making. But it's not just about the money coming in. You've got to think about what's going out too. Will you need to pay your employees more? Are other costs going to go up? These are important things to factor in. By making these educated guesses about the future of your business, you can be better prepared for what might come your way. It's like having a crystal ball to help you make smarter decisions for your business's money. Step 2. Calculate revenue. So imagine you figured out how much stuff you'll be selling. That's great. But now comes the part where you think about how much money all those sales will actually bring into your pocket. Here's the thing. Just because you're making sales doesn't mean you're getting paid right away. Sometimes, customers take their sweet time before they give you the money they owe you. For example, let's say you have a regular customer who buys a lot from you, but they typically take around 60 days before they pay up. This waiting time between making a sale and actually getting the money in your hands is super important to consider. It's like knowing you're going to get paid but having to wait for it. So, when you're making your money predictions, you've got to think about when you'll actually receive that cash from your sales. This part is crucial for your cash flow because even if you've made the sale, if you're not getting paid right away, it can affect how much money you have to use for things like paying bills or buying more stuff for your business. Understanding these delays helps you plan for the times when money might not come in as quickly as you expect. Step 3. Identify your expenses. When we talk about outgoing money for a business, we're referring to all the stuff you have to pay for to keep things running smoothly. This includes things like paying your employees, their wages or salaries, buying stuff from suppliers to make or sell your products, paying for the place where your business operates like rent or rates, and even money paid to the bosses or owners of the business, like directors' pay. But that's not all. You might also have to think about other costs, like paying interest on loans you've taken or the money you need to pay for insurance. To figure out all these expenses, it's a good idea to look back at your bank statements from last year. This can be like a checklist to remind you of all the things you spent money on. But don't just stop there. You've also got to think about what might change in the coming year. Maybe you're expecting some new sources of money, or perhaps certain expenses will go up or down due to things happening around you, like the economy or changes in your business. The goal here is to get a pretty good idea of how much money is going out and coming in for the next 12 months. This helps you have a clear picture of how much money you'll have at the start and end of each month, and even for the next 6 or 12 months. It's like having a roadmap for your business's money so you can plan and manage it wisely. Step 4. Review your finances. A cash flow forecast is like a living thing for your business. It's never really done. You've got to keep looking at it and updating it regularly to make sure it stays accurate and reflects what's actually happening in your business. Think of it like this. When you first make a cash flow forecast, you're making educated guesses about your future money. But things can change. Your business might do better than expected, or maybe things slow down unexpectedly. That's why you've got to keep an eye on it and make changes when needed. Maybe you've got more customers than you thought you would, or maybe some expenses are higher than expected. These are the things you need to update in your forecast. Now here's the crucial part, stress testing your projections. Imagine if your sales suddenly dropped by a lot, like 25% less than what you expected. What would happen then? Could you still pay all your important bills? Or maybe you suddenly need to fix or buy some equipment. What impact would that have on your money situation? Stress testing is like checking if your plans can handle unexpected surprises. It helps you prepare for the what-ifs, so that if things don't go as planned, you're not caught off guard. By regularly reviewing, updating, and testing your cash flow forecast, you're better equipped to navigate any twists and turns that come your way in the business world. Step 5. Manage your reporting. When the pandemic hit, lots of businesses had their hands full dealing with all sorts of challenges. This chaos sometimes made it easy to forget about the boring financial stuff. But guess what? Even startups couldn't escape this. You see, while it's super important to keep your customers happy, manage your suppliers, and make sure everyone's safe, especially when some are working from home, keeping your financial reports up to date is just as crucial. If you don't, these reports won't give you the true picture of how much money your business has or where it's going. But why is this financial reporting stuff so darn important? Well, it helps you in lots of ways. 1. Checking your business's health. It's like taking your business's temperature. Especially during uncertain times, you want to know if your business is financially healthy or needs some extra care. 2. Making sure the money math adds up. You want to be sure your sales and the money you spend match up correctly. If they don't, it's like trying to finish a puzzle with missing pieces. 3. Keeping an eye on profit and loss. This one's like checking if you made any money after paying all the bills. You want to know if your business is actually making a profit or not. 4. Watching the money flow. Just like checking your wallet to make sure you have enough cash, this helps you see if you've got enough money coming in and going out to pay your bills on time. 5. Managing who owes you money and who you owe. It's like making a list of friends who owe you money and friends you owe money to. You need to keep track of who should pay you and who you need to pay first. 6. Balancing your books. Imagine organizing your stuff so well that you know exactly what you have and what you owe. That's what a balanced balance sheet does. 7. Getting ready for loans and investments. If you ever need extra money for your business, having good financial reports helps the banks or investors trust you more. And it's not just about the big reports. It's also about the smaller details, like knowing how much stuff you have in stock, keeping track of what you own, and having a good idea of who owes you money and who you owe money to. So, while handling the day-to-day stuff is essential, keeping an eye on your financial reports is like keeping your business healthy and ready to tackle whatever comes its way. Let's now delve into 5 actionable steps to enhance your cash flow. Step 1. Improve your receivables. Sometimes you might notice that certain customers take a really long time to pay you. This delay can mess up your cash flow, especially if you've already spent money on things like materials or paying suppliers. Imagine this happening in the construction industry. But there are ways to make things smoother when it comes to collecting money from these customers. One way is to make it super easy for them to pay you. Ever heard of paying directly from an invoice using the computer? It's like clicking a button to pay your bill online. Making your invoices clear, professional looking, and easy to pay can really speed things up. Here's another trick. Give your customers a little nudge to pay early by offering them a discount. Even if it means you'll earn a bit less money, it's often better to get some cash in your pocket sooner rather than later. Be cautious of customers who have a history of not paying on time or have bad credit. It's like knowing someone who always forgets to return stuff they borrow. You might want to think twice before giving them more credit. You can even ask them to fill out an application to check if they're trustworthy enough to lend money to. Sometimes the hassle of dealing with late payments just isn't worth making the sale. And if you do give them credit, it's a good idea to have some rules in place. Imagine having a document that clearly explains when and how they should pay you back, including any extra charges if they're late. This can save you a lot of trouble down the road. Step 2. Drive sales and experiment with your pricing. Deciding how much to charge for what you sell depends on a few things: what you're selling, how much people want it, and how much others are charging for something similar. Imagine this. Say you think people will happily pay more for what you're offering. You might decide to increase the price a bit. Yes, this might mean fewer people buy it, but for those who do, you'll make more money overall. But before you decide on the price, you've got some homework to do. First, figure out how much it costs you to make or provide your product or service and how much you want to earn from it. Then, check out what other companies are charging for something similar, kind of like knowing how much the other lemonade stands in your neighborhood are charging for their lemonade. Next, think about the people who might buy your stuff. What are they willing to pay for it? This is like knowing if your friends would buy lemonade for $5 or if they'd only pay $1. On the flip side, you might decide to lower your prices or offer discounts. But before you do that, it's important to do your research. Look at your costs, see what your competitors are charging, and understand what prices work in the market where you're selling. The goal here is to find that just right price. It's like Goldilocks looking for the perfect bowl of porridge, not too expensive that nobody buys it, and not too cheap that you're not making enough money. Finding that perfect price can help you sell more and make the most money in the end. Step 3. Manage your payables. Managing your business's finances isn't just about the money that comes in. It's equally important to control what's going out. Here's how you can handle those outgoing expenses. Start by trimming unnecessary costs. Just like decluttering your closet, eliminate any expenses that aren't serving your business, such as ongoing payments for software or services you no longer use. Next, take a deep dive into your business expenses. Review each cost to ensure it's contributing value to your business. This is like cleaning out unnecessary items to make space for what really matters. Consider optimizing your payment processes. Moving to cloud-based systems and electronic payments not only helps track expenses more efficiently, but also allows for scheduling payments, preventing a big chunk of money from leaving your account all at once, smoothing out your cash flow. Maintaining good relationships with suppliers and lenders is key. Nurture these connections, as they might be open to negotiating better payment terms if you're in good standing. Remember, they can be more flexible than you realize, but it's up to you to ask for better terms. By diligently managing your business expenses, cutting unnecessary costs, streamlining payment procedures, and fostering good relationships, you're ensuring your business operates cost-effectively and maintains a healthy financial position. Step 4. Review your finance options. Sometimes things get really tough. Just like during the pandemic, when lots of businesses had a hard time keeping up and had to look for extra money, like loans or grants, to stay afloat and make sure they could pay their employees. It's crucial to be ready for times when money might be tight. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you're running low on cash, you've got to act fast. Remember those steps we talked about earlier? Following those steps quickly can really help turn things around. Even if it seems like your business is doing well with money, there might still be times when you need a bit of extra cash. For example, if you're thinking about making your business bigger or getting some new equipment, or maybe you've got a huge order and you need more stuff to make it happen. In these situations, taking a loan can actually be a good idea to get that extra money you need. But it's super important to be really clear about why you're taking the loan and be sure that you can pay it back. You can stick to the agreed time to pay it back, or if you can manage, pay it off earlier to save some extra money on the interest. There are different types of loans out there, like loans for getting extra stuff for your business or loans to help you manage your day-to-day money. Knowing about these different options can help you pick the right one when your business needs that extra boost. Here is a quick rundown of some of your options. First, bank loans. If you're thinking about getting a loan in the old-fashioned way, like from a bank, it could be a good option, especially if you already have a history or relationship with them. But here's the thing. Banks usually take more time and follow a lot of rules. They can be a bit slow and have lots of paperwork and steps you need to go through before you get the money. It's like taking a long, winding road to reach your destination. On the other hand, there are newer, more high-tech companies that offer loans too. These providers might be faster and less stuck in paperwork. They use fancy technology to make the process quicker, like taking a shortcut to get to where you want to go. So, if you prefer the familiar path and have a history with a bank, that might be a good choice. But if you're in a hurry and don't want to deal with tons of paperwork, the newer high-tech companies might be more your speed. It all depends on what works best for you and your business. Second, non-banks. Non-banks are kind of like financial places that don't do the usual stuff you'd expect from a bank, such as giving out loans or taking people's money to keep safe. Now, when you compare these non-banks to banks, they're a bit more relaxed. When you're trying to borrow money from them, they often ask for less stuff from you. It's like needing to fill out fewer forms or having fewer strict rules to follow. The cool thing about today's world with all its fancy technology and the internet is that there are loads of different lenders out there. It's like having a big menu of options when you're picking what to eat at a restaurant. So, with these different lenders available, you have more choices. And guess what? You might find some lenders who are just right for you, maybe even better than what the regular banks offer. Third, invoice finance and asset-based lending. Imagine you've done a bunch of work for people or companies, but they're taking forever to pay you. That's where invoice finance and asset-based lending come in super handy. Here's how it works. With invoice finance, or accounts receivable financing, you can use those unpaid invoices you have as a kind of guarantee to get a loan. It's like saying, hey, I've already done the work and these invoices show that someone owes me money. Can you give me a loan based on that? So instead of waiting for ages to get paid, you can take those invoices to a lender and say, can you lend me some money now? And when I get paid, I'll give you back what I borrowed plus a small fee. That fee you pay to the lender is usually a percentage of the invoice amount. It's like paying a small portion of the money you're owed to get the rest of it sooner rather than later. This way, you get the money you need quicker and don't have to wait around for customers to pay up. Fourth, invoice factoring. Imagine you've sent out a bunch of invoices to your customers, but you really need the money now, not later when they finally pay you. That's where invoice factoring comes in handy. Here's how it works. Instead of waiting around for your customers to pay, you can sell those unpaid invoices to a company. You give them your invoices, and they give you some cash, usually about 70% to 90% of the total value of those invoices. So let's say you have an invoice worth $1,000. Instead of waiting for the client to pay that $1,000, you can sell it to this factoring company and get, let's say, $800 right away. That's money you can use now instead of waiting. Then, when your client eventually pays the factoring company the full $1,000, the factoring company gives you the remaining amount, let's say $200 in this case, after deducting their service fee. This service fee is usually a small percentage, around 1% to 5% of the total invoice amount. It's like a little fee you pay for the convenience of getting your money earlier. So, you get most of the money quickly, and you don't have to worry about waiting for your clients to pay up. Fifth, business line of credit. Imagine a business line of credit as a bit like having a flexible money pot you can dip into whenever you need some cash for your business. Here's how it works. You can borrow money whenever you need it, either all at once or in smaller bits, but only up to a certain amount that's agreed upon, kind of like having a spending limit on your credit card. Each time you take money from this pot, it's like getting a separate loan. You then have to pay back each of these loans, along with some extra money called interest. Think of interest like a little fee you pay for borrowing the money. Now, unlike when you use an overdraft where you're going into the negative in your bank account with a line of credit, you're not actually dipping into the red. It's more like borrowing money and having a set amount you can borrow up to. So you're not in the negative. Instead, you're using the credit that's available to you without going into overdraft territory. Step 5. Stay on top of inventory management. Balancing meeting your customers' needs without having too much money tied up in stock or spending on storage is quite tricky, especially when there's a lot of uncertainty in every industry. Managing your inventory properly is super important. Similar to keeping track of your money, it's really helpful to regularly predict and plan ahead. This means staying in touch with your customers and suppliers often, checking out what's going on in the market and looking at how things have been selling in the past. Let's say you're running a supermarket. Keeping an eye on the weather can be a big help. It tells you when people might want barbecue stuff because it's sunny or when they might prefer hot chocolate and comfort foods when it's cold outside. Now, here are a few things to consider. 1. Tech-savvy inventory management. Using cloud-based software that tracks your inventory in real time can be a lifesaver. It's like having a super smart assistant that helps you understand what's going on with your stock. Technology that uses data to give you useful insights can also be a game changer, helping you make better decisions. 2. Smart use of technology. Technology can also help you make more room for new stuff when your storage is getting full. This means finding new ways to sell products that might not usually fly off the shelves. It's like finding creative ways to sell things that people might not buy in the usual way. 3. Organized stock rotation. It's a good idea to use a first-in, first-out approach. This way, things like perishable items or seasonal goods are sold before they go bad or lose their relevance. It's like using the groceries in your fridge. You'd want to use the stuff that's been there the longest first, right? 4. Focus on valuable items. Keep a closer eye on things that cost more money. Just like you'd pay more attention to expensive jewelry than to everyday items, it's essential to watch higher value stock more carefully. 5. Plan ahead with suppliers. It's super helpful to predict when you'll need more stock and let your suppliers know in advance. It's like telling your friend you'll need more snacks for a party before they arrive, so they can bring them along. 6. Efficient receiving and dispatch. Make sure the way you receive new stock is quick and efficient. You wouldn't want fresh groceries arriving at your door and being left outside to spoil. And when you're sending out orders to customers, do it fast and carefully, just like sending out invitations for a party. Make sure they arrive on time and in good shape. 7. Handling dead stock. Lastly, if something just isn't selling and it's taking up space, it might be time to get rid of it. It's like cleaning out your closet and donating the clothes you never wear anymore. Managing your inventory using these methods helps you keep track of what you have, sell things at the right time, and avoid wasting money on stuff that's not moving. It's all about making sure your business runs smoothly and efficiently. Final thoughts. Schedule time for your finances. Managing cash flow is crucial for any business, especially during times of uncertainty and unpredictability. This financial management can truly make or break a business's success. Having readily available funds is akin to having a safety net for your business, ensuring it can weather any storms that might come its way. It's essential to dedicate regular time, perhaps an hour or two each week, to focus on financial planning and forecasting. These efforts, combined with the strategies discussed earlier, play a significant role in maintaining a stable financial position. However, if at any point navigating these financial waters feels overwhelming, seeking professional advice can provide invaluable support and guidance to steer the business in the right direction. By proactively managing cash flow and seeking assistance when necessary, businesses can establish a resilient foundation, ensuring their long-term success and sustainability. I recommend you watch the next video in our series, Don't hesitate to share this video. Subscribe to our channel and share your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for watching, and Lee'll see you in my next video.